Have you ever played the what if game? It can be a little bit dangerous because it can take you down to the rabbit hole if it doesn't play it as it's intended to. But now I'm here to show you a more practical way of playing it, which can actually lead you to a much better life. It can change your life for the better. Hello, I'm Rita Rozsas and welcome to the Holisticated. Today I want to show you how the what if game can actually elevate your life instead of bringing you down to the rabbit hole. Because you know that is the danger of it. If you are living in the past, if you are thinking back constantly and questioning yourself, what if I had done that? What would have happened if I just went to this direction instead of that direction? What if I had the courage to actually say hi to that person or to invite them for a coffee? Or what if I had left my company years ago, and what if I had just went down to my own path? That can be dangerous. That can be dangerous because it can make you go down to that loopy rabbit hole. And you know that's not even correct because you will never know what would have happened. This what if game, although what I want to show you today is completely different. It would give you an aha moment. It would give you a spire going up to actually change your life for the better. I know this changing your life sounds so, I don't know, so overrated now. Everybody just says that if you do this one thing, it can change your life. But this what if game can actually inspire you up for a much better understanding, for a much better future. Alright, so what do I mean? This what if game is actually connecting you for all of your parts for your whole life into one. So what do I mean? I recently had a very bad less inflammation, that is a lower esophagus inflammation, which is not pretty, trust me, and I had some digestive troubles and I didn't know why. You know, for me, living holistically, I always want to know if a symptom shows up, there must be a reason for it. I wanted to know that. I want to know why. So I started to question myself, why is it showing up now? Why is my less is so inflamed? Why is my whole digestive tract is out of balance? So I started to ask myself, what if I had eaten what I was supposed to eat instead of what I was actually craving? What if I treated my holiday where all of these bad things started as a lifestyle, what I'm actually teaching you to do that and how to create it instead of just going and giving for my cravings because you know I was on holiday? What if I was just paying attention to what my symptoms want to show me now instead just suppressing it down with pills? What if I actually find out why my stomach and my whole digestive system is inflamed now? What would that give me? That's exactly what I did. I found out what my stomach, what my lower esophagus actually meant and what my body actually wants to tell me to do. So this is a very productive way of using the what if game. It's not a game, but it is actually. What if I was paying attention to my symptoms instead of just having it as a curse and suppressing it down, instead of being consciously aware of what my body and my life actually wants to tell me? What if I saw it in a holistic way instead of just not even paying attention, instead of just, suppressing it down? What would that happen then? What if I would just give in to the flow instead of controlling every single part of my life, which is the exact reason why I had this flare-up and why my whole digestive system was out of whack, because I was trying to control everything in my life and I had to learn how to let it go. What if I wasn't paying attention to that and just went to take some, I don't know, antacid and went to the doctors and dealing it that way? What if I was just paying attention what my life wants to show me because it is for my own benefit, instead of just using ignorance and internet and Dr. Google and just going that way? What if back then I had the courage or haven't had the courage to choose to actually go my own way and establish my own company? What if I had stayed with my previous company? I know exactly what would have happened. I would feel so anxious. I would have even more stomach trouble. I wouldn't sleep well. I would be snapping at my family because that's exactly what was going on. But what if, instead of paying attention to that, and I decided to actually go to this direction, just lower it down, just consciously pushing it to the other direction or not paying attention to that? What if you would go with your gut feeling instead of what logic tells you? What would then happen? So this what if game is very, very useful. It is useful because it would teach you to actually pay attention to your body and your mind and your circumstances as well, and not to become a victim of your circumstances and become a victim of what you think, your own logic, and what other people expect from you. So from now on, whatever shows up, maybe it is a bodily symptom, maybe it is a mental symptom, like you cannot sleep, or you are feeling anxious, you wake up tired, or it is something nutritional wise, like food intolerance. You are eating gluten, that you have a belly like this, and you don't understand why you are having such a heavy blow to your digestive system, even though you've been eating the same way in the past 30, 40, 50 years. Ask yourself, what if I had changed my ways right now? What would happen then? Let me give you another example. My husband used to have a bloody stool. He had a couple drops of blood in his stool. At first we didn't know what was that because it looked like, this red paprika in there. And because we are Hungarians, we like to use red paprika in there. So we were just assuming that it was food actually coming out that way because he couldn't digest it for some reason. But as we went on for our studying, our self-studying and becoming a therapist and so on, we realized that this is his body's way of actually saying that something is not right. So after my son's eczema flare-up, we gave up gluten, we gave up lactose, we exponentially decreased our sugar intake, and lo and behold, his bloody stool has disappeared. He has completely normal stool now. So let's play the what if game now. What if my husband didn't pay attention to what these drops of blood actually showing in his stool, and he would just completely ignore it and using logic? Oh, I've been eating like this for 37 years. Why would anything change then? What would then happen now 10 years later? What would have happened if he consciously would push through that? I don't care if there is blood there, or if he went to the doctors and the doctors wouldn't have found anything because he was completely healthy, except for this one thing. What would have happened if he consciously pushed through these past 10 years eating gluten, eating lactose, and having the same sugar level, because that's what he was doing in the past 37 years. And now he's going to be 47 this year. Do you think at the age of 47 he would be this healthy? He has absolutely no health issues, thank goodness, or mental issues or anything. He's as healthy as he can be and he looks great. Do you think it would still have happened if he just used logic and pushed through the past 10 years, completely ignoring these signs in his body? No, he would probably have so many health issues, same way as some of our age group people actually have. That is a danger of it, but that is the alignment of it. Play the what if game starting from now. There is no point going back in time because that would just give you stress and would send you down to the rabbit hole. But from now on, let's use the what if game, whatever shows up in your life. Now you feel this urge to have your own business. What if you would go with that? What if you would trust your intuition? What would then happen? You don't know. You will know it in the future. But you will know what if you don't follow it. You know exactly what would happen. It would be the same as your past year and the past 5 and 10 years. Would you be happy with that? What if you had changed right now? What if you had give up gluten and lactose right now? How the 10-year older self would thank you right now. You would prevent yourself from gut issues, from digestive issues, for all sorts of troubles if you had started to act right now. Because what if you didn't? You think that would be normal? If yes, that is your decision, that's fine. Just do a little bit of a research of how much gluten and lactose can wreak havoc on your health. What if you had, you don't have to give up, just substitute it. That's what we have been doing. We are still eating bread, we are still using flour, we are still using different milk alternatives. We are still eating as we had been previously, just in a smarter way. But what if you change right now? How your future self would thank you for it? What if you just decreased sugar right now? What if you started to cook from scratch? What if you started to actually decrease stress in your life right now? What if you didn't? You won't know that. You won't know that because your future self won't come back right now. But you can think ahead. So let's play the what if game for your benefit starting from now. What if I changed? What if I went holistic right now? What if I reconnected my body, my mind, and nutrition into one system right now? How my future self would thank me. And how my family, how my children would thank me to showing that example to that. So let's play this what if game. And if you need any help reconnecting your body, mind, and nutrition into one system, just let me know. I give you a link down there how and where to start. And I see you to my next video.